California is burning again, and this time it's no slow burn, it's a brutal, relentless onslaught against the dry, scorched earth of Riverside County, east of Los Angeles, where firefighters are locked in a multi-front war against 3 rapidly evolving wildfires that erupted under an increasingly unforgiving summer sky, the most dangerous season for wildfires in the state's calendar, with the air thin, the winds merciless, the atmosphere bone dry, and temperatures soaring higher by the hour, turning the parched terrain into a ticking time bomb. It all started on Monday morning just before 11:30 a.m. when the Juniper fire exploded into life, engulfing almost 700 acres with alarming speed, triggering an immediate evacuation order from CAL FIRE for over 5,000 residents, families forced to flee with little warning, clutching pets, essentials, memories, and sheer panic in the face of encroaching flames, as thick black smoke poured into the skies and helicopters roared overhead, dropping water onto a blaze that refused to back down, burning fiercely through an unincorporated area just 70 miles southeast of central Los Angeles. And despite the evacuation order being lifted by 9 p.m., only 30% of the fire was contained, leaving fire crews with the harrowing task of battling the blaze deep into the night, pushing themselves to the limit with flames licking at their boots and embers flying like bullets through the dry California air. Yet, the nightmare didn't stop there. On the heels of the Juniper fire came the Wolf Fire, another beast that ignited Sunday and had devoured over 2,400 acres by Monday evening, barely 30% contained. A reminder that these fires are not isolated events, but a spreading epidemic, emboldened by nature's fury and a landscape starved of water. And then, as if the inferno needed a third act, the Mindy fire erupted, also on Sunday, and though it was mostly contained after burning around 100 acres, it served as a brutal reinforcement of the reality that California's fire season isn't creeping in, it's slamming down like a hammer. As firefighting crews dug deep, risking lives and limbs to beat back the blazes, CAL FIRE confirmed that the cause of the Juniper fire remains under investigation, a grim uncertainty that fuels more anxiety as thousands of evacuated residents hang in limbo, wondering if their homes will survive the next surge of flames. And though some evacuation orders have been lifted, warnings remain in place, signaling that the danger is far from over. Forecasters are already sounding the alarm, warning that this could be one of the worst wildfire years California has seen in recent history, citing dry winter conditions in Southern California and an overabundance of dry grass, fuel just waiting to be lit, tinderboxes littering the landscape with every gust of wind, threatening to turn a spark into a catastrophe, and the numbers speak for themselves. While California averages 1.4 million acres burned each year, the damage fluctuates wildly, with 2020 being the most devastating on record at 4.3 million acres torched, largely due to dry lightning storms that set Northern California ablaze in an unprecedented inferno. The recent years like 2022 and 2023 saw only around 300,000 acres burned, a brief respite perhaps, but also a dangerous setup as less fire in the past 2 years has left more fuel for the next big burn. Now, with predictions of above normal fire activity through September, the stakes couldn't be higher as fire agencies brace for a punishing season, and residents across California are urged to stay alert, prepare evacuation kits, fortify defensible spaces around their homes, and accept the grim truth. Wildfires are no longer seasonal visitors, but year-round threats evolving in scale, intensity, and unpredictability, driven by climate change, erratic weather, and decades of built-up fuel. While over 95% of wildfires in the U.S. are caused by human activity, whether from electrical infrastructure, unattended campfires, or carelessly discarded cigarette butts, turning small accidents into disasters that engulf communities, destroy ecosystems, and cost billions in damages and emergency response efforts, this escalating crisis is not just a battle between man and flame, but a reflection of our fragile relationship with nature, a system spiraling toward volatility where fire season grows longer each year, droughts become more severe, and once-in-a-generation firestorms are now expected events. And as firefighters in Riverside County push back against these infernos, understaffed, overworked, and under ever more dangerous conditions, the rest of California watches with dread because every fire that ignites is a warning shot for what's coming next, a signal that the time for reactive firefighting is over and proactive defense, policy change, forest management, and climate action are needed now more than ever, before fire becomes the dominant force reshaping the Golden State's future, before another family is driven from their home, before another firefighter risks their life on a fire line with no end in sight, and before the skies above California turn orange once again, blotting out the sun and reminding us all that nature, when pushed too far, will push back harder than we ever imagined.